Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Jenerosity Show. I'm your host, Jennifer Evans, inspiring you to give, serve, and love your way to a healthier and happier life. I am live from Beverly Hills today, and I'm really grateful to be here and with my little dog, Coco. We have special guest today. He is an actor, a philanthropist, an entrepreneur, Quinton Aaron. I'm so excited about that. Welcome to episode number 2. Life is good. I want to talk about a few things I'm grateful for before bringing our guest on today. One, my husband, he's pretty awesome. So my in-laws are in town, Rhonda and Robbie. I met them for the first time this morning. We went to a little bar actually in Hollywood because they're Oklahoma fans. So they flew in this morning and we met up to watch some of the football game. And then luckily I had an excuse to not watch the whole game and got to jet out for this. No, I'm not a huge football fan, but it was great to meet them, and we're going out tonight, so that's awesome. Living in California, it's a beautiful sunny day here, a little bit chilly, but that's going well. I'll tell you, I did my first acting gig this week in Hollywood, so I'm officially an actress, right? That's what my coach said, is you got to claim it. Life is good. Life is pretty sweet. So, thank you all for watching. I hope that you get a little bit of inspiration today. I know you will from our guest. He's awesome. We actually met at the Starkey Foundation. He's been going to the galas since about 2009, even before me. So, it's pretty cool. And he really is just such a great, genuine guy and funny, and so I'm going to bring him on. We'll welcome Quinton Aaron. I'm going to bring him on in.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm great, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Where are you at right now?
I am in Tampa, Florida, where they really haven't gotten the memo about winter yet.
Okay.
It's like 70 something degrees today. I mean, beautiful weather, but I want some cold. I want some snow.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Well, I'm happy without it because I have lived in Minnesota and Syracuse, New York, and there's
Yeah.
snow. So I'm like, woohoo, California.
There we go.
There's a few tons of things I want to talk to you about, but I want to start off with telling about a little bit about, you help with a lot of anti-bullying stuff. So I'd love to know why you're passionate about that, how that all started.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I'm situating. If you see this little setup I got with the camera and stuff.
Yeah, like
Um, it's funny. So, like, just real quick behind me, we got like a bunch of
oh,
some Christmas presents
you are on
this year.
top of it.
Yeah, we're like, you know, getting presents for a toy drive coming up, and I'm using some of them to prop up my phone.
Cool. Where's,
Guilty.
where's the toy drive at?
It's gonna be here in Tampa at Buck Stadium on the 22nd.
Nice.
Um,
Cool.
yeah, it's gonna be a huge thing. It's a lot of people gonna come out. Raising, we getting a lot of toys for kids to give away to kids and stuff, and the Forgotten Angels Foundation is a part of that, which is the organization I'm representing
Okay.
as a celebrity ambassador. Um, so Forgotten Angels has been um, at the forefront of a lot of the philanthropic work I've been doing lately. It's an organization that helps kids that age out of foster care by providing tools and different life lessons and experiences to them to help them become more self-sufficient, and learning how to fend for themselves. It's a lot of kids that, when they age out of foster care, they end up on the streets because they have no real substance to their lives. They don't know how to take care of themselves, and they don't develop any skills, and um, they don't learn how to make a living for themselves. So we kind of we get wind of kids who need our help, whether the kids reaching out to us directly or through social workers or people that um, alert us to the kids. And we do a lot with the sheriff's department, the local law enforcement in general, state troopers, Tampa PD, Hillsborough County sheriffs. Um, we do a lot to be as present as we can in these kids' lives, and we're trying to constantly gain a lot of relationships and build resources so that we can help these kids as much as we can.
That's really great.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. So I see that you could do a lot of speaking there with kids as well, right?
Yeah, I do. Actually, this was it yesterday? Yesterday there was an event at my church here in Brandon, and it was this youth pastor and his wife through like a gala. It's called Youth Alive Gala,
Okay.
and it was right there in the lobby of my church. It was
Oh,
actually pretty cool. Yeah,
great. And you spoke there?
yeah, I spoke there.
Uh,
And,
what, yeah, what is one of your messages that you love giving to the kids?
well, I love speaking to kids about just trying to encourage them to make the best out of their situation despite their current circumstances. And I grew up being a dreamer. That's how I got to where I am today. And so I always promote listening to your dreams, following them, chasing them, and turning them into reality. And the dreams that we have of becoming something bigger than ourselves, they don't come from nowhere. That's God giving us that inspiration to, seek our purpose in life.
Yeah,
And it's up to us to, you know, walk through those doors that He's opening. And that's why I feel like it's very important to be a dreamer, and I feel like it's very important to go after your dreams. I'm living my dream today because I dared enough to go after it, and to believe in myself enough to know that I can do it.
that's really great. You know, Tanny Austin from Starkey Hearing Foundation was on last week, and she
Oh, I
something.
love her.
Yeah, she's the best, huh? She said something about, setting intentions. And when you set intentions and usually go for it, like 80% of the time, you usually get it. It's just,
Yeah.
and like taking conscious risks have been things that have benefited me my whole life too, is being willing to go move to Minnesota to work for Starkey, to go travel the world, and
Mhm.
doing things that you feel like scared to do, but you just got to go for it and know that God will be there to guide you or course correct you, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So
Exactly.
that's cool. So, okay, share something about us, about you, or, about, the bullying, the anti-bullying stuff and why that's
Yes.
important to you.
Well, so for me, as a child, I grew up being bullied a lot, and it's funny. At first glance, people think you were bullied. I was like, yeah, well, I wasn't always this size right now. This is me as an adult. I
Yeah.
was a lot smaller. I was that crooked tooth kid with big glasses that weren't cool. We didn't have much growing up, so I had maybe like 5 or 6 outfits that I had to recycle throughout the year. Um, so we did a lot of laundry and then mix and matching outfits. I remember I had like my feet had gotten so big I would wear. I probably all through high school I wore the same pair of sneakers because I couldn't get another pair. I couldn't find them in my size, and so my sneakers at one point were just so worn. There was like a hole in the bottom, and every time it was raining, like my shoes would get wet. It was terrible. It was gross. At one point, I was walking on the back of them because I couldn't fit them in my shoe, and so I dealt with a lot of uh, struggles growing up as a child. Like I dealt with a lot of being picked on, being called names, being um, blamed for stuff that I didn't do just because it was the funny thing to do. The big guy did it.
Mhm.
Um, you know, when I was younger, it was worse because I got beat up and I was afraid of everything. I got chased home from school. I got thrown down the stairs twice, probably. Um, One of the only saving graces when I was younger is that I was too big to get shoved in lockers. Because I'm pretty sure that probably would have happened too, but I couldn't fit in the locker, so they couldn't do that. Um,
Looking at the bright side, yes.
yeah, exactly. That's the one defining grace in my size when I was younger. But throughout that all, my mom was very instrumental in my life, and she was my superhero, and she kind of stuck with me. And um, I remember having this conversation with her one time, and I came home and I was super sad, and she asked me what was wrong, and I asked her, I said, "Mom, how come nobody likes me?" And she you could tell she was getting teary eyed, like she wanted to, baby, I love you, I love you. And then I said, I know you do. You're supposed to say that. You're my mom. But, like, at school, nobody likes me. I get picked on, I get spit on, I get hit. And she told me one time, I remember saying, she said, do you like you? And I said, yes. And she said, no, scratch that. Do you love you? And I said, I think so. And she said, no, there's either you do or you don't. And I said, yes. And she said, well, if you like you, you love you, and I like you and I love you, would you
Mhm.
say that I'm very important in your life? I said, yes. She said, would you say that you're very important in your life? I said, yes. And she said, okay, so why does it matter what kids in school feel or say about you? If the two people that matter most to you both feel the same way about you, and that's me and you, why does it matter what people think about you?
Yeah,
And I said, I don't know.
yeah.
It just hurts that they don't like me. And then she said, well, you know what, baby? Going through life, not everybody's going to like you. But you
Mhm.
can't be concerned with that because you have a bigger purpose to fulfill. And
Yeah.
you cannot fulfill it if you are constantly thinking about what people feel about you or what they say about you, because you're going to shift your focus on trying to please people that you shouldn't be trying to please.
That's what I'm trying to get over doing right now. That's funny.
And it's so crazy because, like, she used to tell me that a lot, and that's why I can remember it. And I tell it to so many kids today because it's so relevant. Like, stuff that I went through back in the day, kids are going through today and have no idea how to deal with it. And um, it's the truth. And I remember another thing I asked her is, it was funny because I asked her at the end of all of that, I said, Mom, is God my daddy?
Oh,
And she started laughing. It's just like, well, why you say that? It's like, because you always calling his name when you talk to me. and, and it was so funny, but like, I remember her cracking up, and that's when she was telling me about him and stuff, and that was around the time I started going to church. So
how old were you?
I was like around 7, 8 years old. Yeah, yeah, it was back in the day. A little big guy.
That's really great. So, God became a big part of your life around then.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So he did become your daddy then, right?
exactly, exactly. I thought he was my real dad. I was like, oh, I meant like, no, not real dad, but like,
Yeah, no, I get what
yeah.
you're saying. That's funny. Oh, that's good. So, yeah, that's great. Um, yeah, tell me a little bit about, do you have anti-bullying programs? Are you going and talking to the kids about it?
So
Uh,
basically, all we really do now, it's not really a program per se. It's more public speaking.
okay. Cool.
Schools
Yeah.
would uh, request me to come speak, and you know pay a fee to get me to come and do an assembly. And I basically just tell my story. I always speak from the heart, mainly because I grew up experiencing the things that kids are going through today. So the best thing I can do to help is to speak from experience, being where I was and getting to where I am now. How I overcame that adversity, the things that I applied to my life, the steps that I applied to get from point A to Z, which is what a lot of kids feel like they will never get to. It's really a hop, skip, and a jump, but they don't see it like that. They see it like it's like digging your way to China. You're never gonna get there, and um, I tell my story because I want kids to understand that there is a way out. This trouble don't last always. It does get better.
That's good. Well, I would love to know about when did you want to be an actor and how did that come about?
Oh, that's funny. So when I was young, I was a character when I was young. So like I said, I wasn't really popular in school. But I loved movies and I loved music. I grew up acting and singing, and um, before I knew I wanted to be an actor, I kind of drove my mom crazy at home because I would always pretend to be the characters from movies and shows that I like. So, like when I was in my modes or whatever, she couldn't call me by my name. She had to call me by the character I was at the time. And so it was so funny because I wanted to be Batman, and then I wanted to be um, Michelangelo, the Orange Ninja Turtle, and then I wanted to be James Bond. It's very diverse group of characters, but I made my own ghetto costumes. It
I
was so
did
funny.
that too. Well, I did that with Ace Ventura because I loved Ace Ventura. And my mom got mad. She's like, I'm not going to respond to you. Stop talking to me like Ace Ventura. And
Exactly. Oh yeah. It was funny. But you find out. Did your mom have good aim too? Like my mom had impeccable aiming. Like I would mess with her so much, and she would just like grab something and throw it at me. A cup come fly in the corner, ricochet.
no, my mom didn't do
Uh,
that. Luckily.
my mom was like, "Get out of here!" I remember one time, she was calling me to come do something, and I was in my James Bond mode. I had like my one good Sunday suit for church, and I would be walking around the house with it on, pretending to be James Bond. And I was talking in my little phony British accent. And I remember just one time I was wanted to test the water, so I told her to go get me a drink, and I said a double martini, and I said make it shaken, not stirred. And she threw my shoe at me.
Yeah.
She grabbed my shoe. I give you a shaken martini, and threw my shoe. Oh man, it was hilarious. But yeah, I used to drive her crazy, and she put me in drama.
That's good.
Yeah. That's pretty much how it became to be. It
How
was
old?
pretty. Hmm?
Go ahead.
No, it was pretty cool. I think when I did my first school play, and I saw how the kids reacted to my performance, and they were conveying the emotions that I wanted them to, and that's when I kind of got the bug for acting. And it's like, wait a minute. So for the first time, they're not picking on me. They're laughing because I want them to laugh. They're awing because I want them to awe. And so I was like in control of the audience, and the audience was my peers, the students I went to class with and stuff. So it was from that moment on when I realized that I can do something that has an impact on the audience. It was kind of what gave me the love to pursue it. And from then on, I was in drama all through school. Every school I went to, I found out where the drama class was. I was in drama and chorus all through school.
Yeah, you are such a great singer. I saw you get on stage at Starkey after party this year, and you were amazing.
Oh,
Was it Let's Get It On?
yeah, exactly. That was
It was
that was pretty fun.
one going. So yeah, your voice is amazing.
Oh, thank you.
That's so cool. Well, how old were you when you got the role in The Blind Side?
24.
Okay. All right.
24. Yeah, my mom actually got me that audition.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, she was my manager at the time, or my momager at the time. She was submitted me for projects, and uh,
Cool.
it was cool. It was funny. I remember I was asleep because I was working on a short film called Mr. Brooklyn, and she woke me up like three something in the morning. She said, "Come here, read this," and I couldn't even get my eyes open, and so I was like, "Can't see, can't. You have to read it to me." So she read what was the breakdown of the character, and
Yeah.
it sounded like something she was writing about me,
Mm.
and so that's how on point the character breakdown was to me, because I
Mm.
thought it was something my mom was writing about me. And so she asked me, Who does this sound like?" I said, "Me." And she was like, "Okay, go back to bed." And so I went back to bed, and then that next morning when I was on set, she sent me an email and called me and told me she just sent me sides to an audition for a major motion picture. I was like, "Get out!" And then I looked, and it was actually there.
Wow.
Yeah,
Great. How was it working with Sandra Bullock? I love her. So
Sandra. Oh my gosh, it was so cool because first of all, I've had a crush on her forever, like
yeah.
like ever. So I was like, "Oh my god, Sandra Bullock! Oh my god, Sandra Bullock! Oh my god!" And it was just freaking out. And then the guy goes, "Yeah, she's gonna play your mom," and I was like,
No way.
"That's not why I was happy." Thanks. You know, but it was funny.
yeah.
I was like, "Thanks, guy. Thanks. Appreciate you."
Well, that's cool. So that was a positive. Yes.
Yes.
So, I love how you use, your name for philanthropy and to help causes. So you've raised like over $1 million for charity, and that's just something really great. Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you.
That's very admirable. I love that you do that. Yeah, what is your favorite thing to do now to impact lives?
I think public speaking, it's one of the things where I feel most useful. Um, Not to say that I don't feel useful at times, but I feel like it's much better than just showing up and taking pictures and smiling and stuff like that. Even though that stuff matters, but it's like if you have a story to tell, tell it, because you never know who you'll affect in a positive way. And when I speak, especially to kids, and I can see the looks on their faces as they're listening to every word I say, I'm
Mhm.
like, oh man, I got them, you know?
Yeah.
Because it's such an important, you know, experience, because this is someone's life that you're shaping. You have the ability to shape right there at that moment. That person looks up to you and they're listening to what you're saying. So now, with that pressure, steer them in the right direction, you know? It's like you have the opportunity to talk someone back off of the cliff, metaphorically speaking, um, and down that path of righteousness, or down that path where they can seek what it is they're meant to seek in life. Because the uh, the reality is, so many kids don't know where they're going. They don't know where they're going. They don't know what they want to do. They don't know what they want to be, or if it's even possible to be it. You know, um, and I just hope that telling my story, I can change that narrative. I can affect it in a positive way.
That's really nice. Yeah, well, I met the director over for the Boys and Girls Club of LA, and they have tons of clubs here. So if you're
Yeah,
interested in speaking there at one of their events, I should connect you.
yeah, yeah, definitely, definitely, that'd be cool.
Great. I'd love to connect you. So that's really cool. All right, so I want to ask you a question about generosity. Um,
Ah,
what is the most generous thing someone has done for you lately?
so it's funny you said that. I'm holding the chain right now. So this chain, let me see, let me take it off. Was given to me as a birthday gift like 4 years ago from a friend of mine. I don't know if you can really see the picture. It's a picture of myself and my mom.
Oh, nice. Yes.
Yeah, see. And on the back, it has a message. It's something that my mom used to always say to me. It's on back, and I received it in the mail one year
Okay.
as a.
Read us the message, please.
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, so it says, make friends with people that have the same goals, determination, and mindset as you, and that are smart as or smarter than you, so that you never get sidetracked from what you want in life.
Oh, that's nice. Very
You
nice.
know, and so it's. I used to say to kids, just based off of that statement, is don't play tug of war in your life. And I say that by sense to sometimes we pick the wrong kind of friends to hang around.
Yeah.
If you want to do something in life and it's your passion, hang around people that share in that passion. Hang around people that share in that mindset that want to go to the places that you're trying to get to as well, so that you can go together and you can have that in common. Don't
Yeah.
hang around with people that have the absolute, the exact opposite in common, because it's like you're playing tug of war with your life. You're trying to go left and your friends
Put
want to go right.
doubt, yeah, or that put doubt there, like, I don't know if you should do that, or I don't know if you can,
Yeah,
like, you
it,
have
it,
to be careful who you surround yourself with, right?
yeah, exactly. Because there is that negative mindedness as well. And it's funny. I told one of my friends. I was like, yeah, I don't know. It's like for me, I feel like I'm an optimist. I'm very optimistic, but you get those people that say, "Oh, I'm a realist," and I just feel like realism sometimes can be pessimistic. A lot of times people who claim to be realists have nothing positive to say about anything. They have no positive outlooks on life. They have no positive outlooks on anything. So it's like if you say, "Hey, I feel really good about this event I'm going to," and that one person that brings up something negative that this could happen, that can happen. That's the person that possibly is going to claim to be a realist. Nine
Yeah.
times out of 10, it's just like, yeah, buddy, I don't want to do that.
Like,
So,
unfortunately, sometimes it's family in our life that does that too, and they love
yeah,
you, but it's like, because they know, like, people know you for who you were before, and it's like,
exactly.
and then they're scared, or they're just like, oh, like, my family doesn't understand because they aren't entrepreneurial. They've always, like, my mom's a teacher, and that's great. My dad worked at the post office, and they worked hard. My dad was in the military or army, but they never, like, went off and do things. So they're okay with it. They just wish, like, you should just go get a good, like, salaried job, and, like, be secure, and it's
Yeah,
it's like, if you want to go for your dreams, sometimes you have to take risks and do different things to, get, make money and have side
yeah.
jobs, those things. So yeah, you got to go for it. That's a good message. So I want to hear about what you have coming up, right? You have a new film coming up.
Got a couple projects coming up. Got a big venture in New Mexico. I don't know how much I can say about it, but definitely a lot of production work and a new um, career.
Mhm.
Not so much a shift from anything. It's the same. It's in the industry, but I have a new title, new job title.
Oh, that's
Um, yeah, in the industry, I'll be more of a boss behind the camera kind of guy.
oh, okay.
Um, as well as in front of the camera. I'm not giving up acting,
Yeah.
but I'm making more moves on the development side of things as well in the future, and just building a foundation. You know, moving to New Mexico,
Right.
uh, where I can still pursue my dreams and still grow and evolve in this industry. I know it's been a long time since people have seen or heard anything from me. And, in Hollywood, if you're out of sight, you're out of mind. They tend to think that you're not around anymore, or you're retired. I'm getting messages from people like, "Hey, you should come out of retirement from acting and do some more movies. And I was like, I've done about 25, 30 films since The Blind Side. Not in retirement. I've been working, you
Yeah.
know. But it's just, it's a process, and I'm learning to evolve as I go along. Building relationships, um, continuing to strengthen my relationship with God, and keeping it with me as my guide throughout this crazy world. You
Yeah.
know,
Great. Love to hear that.
yeah, it's just been it's a lot of challenges, a lot of storms that I've been running into lately, and just taking them on head on and trying to beat them out the way one step at a time. You
Yeah.
know.
And it's teaching, I think, kids too that happens when you go for
Mhm.
something like usually like a resistance, right? And you have to push through it, and that's part of the game, right? That's part of the journey.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah. 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 Definitely.
So yeah, that's great. Congratulations on that new move. That's awesome.
So
If you need an actress, I'm here in Hollywood, so
I
just
was already thinking about it. I was already, New Mexico's only an hour and a half flight,
exactly.
so I'm out.
Oh, that's awesome. So, yeah, just no, I really do want to know though, how is Sandra Bullock?
Oh, I didn't answer that, did I? Sorry, I forgot. No, yeah, she's a sweetheart. She's
Yeah.
very sweet to work with. Super funny, like humid. I mean, um, how you say it? Hilarious.
Okay.
Um,
Good, good.
she's like comical and professional, sweet and sassy all in one.
Oh, I like
And yeah,
that's
yeah.
good. That's awesome. So I want to know, what is your practice with spending time with God? Do you have like a daily thing you do, or?
Why you gotta call me out? Why you gotta call me out? No, I'm saying. um, well, I mean, I need to definitely increase my dedication in a sense to where I need to read my Bible more. Um, I do go to church, but
I get it.
I'm getting to like I pray a lot more than I used to. But I don't only pray when I need Him. Sometimes I just have a conversation with Him and I talk as if He's someone that's right next to me, and I just, thank you, thank you for, and I'll just start spewing off things that I want to thank Him for and stuff like that. I want to keep doing that, and um, I'm also, trying to make sure that I keep being a servant, and keep being of service to people that are in need of my help when I have it to give, because that's what it's all about. We all plateau or hit the bottom sometimes, and we need a helping hand or help or assistance from someone to get up. And I call those people earth angels, because if you think about it, I feel like God's like behind the scenes, making a bunch of little things happen, like orchestrating this big story that we don't even know the full picture of, but He does. And you ever feel like at those moments where there's something that you need, you don't know how to express it, but right at that moment, someone comes along with that exact thing that you need,
Yeah,
and that's because God knows our heart,
yeah,
and He blesses you at that moment where you needed it most and you didn't know how to voice it.
yeah,
you know and that's what it's all about. Those are the miracles that exist, that let you know that He's real. And a lot of times I just thank Him for that.
I love that. That happened to me this year when I came back from Colombia. I went and spent 3 weeks in Colombia. I came back. This was in February, and I had no money. And I had been tithing though 10%. I started tithing, and
uh
it's like God, like please, I need help. And I was helping my friend with, a woman I had met in Austin, Texas, with her nonprofit. And I just like went, and we had a meeting, and I just kind of said at the end, I felt comfortable. I was like, I don't know how I'm going to get by this month. And she was like, I'll throw you the money for the month. Like, how much do you need, And she gave it to me. And I was like, thank you, Lord, like you came through, and he always, comes through, right?
Yeah.
Like, you just gotta have faith and know he's not going to give us more than we can handle, and just keep believing and moving forward, That's great. When things are scary, So.
Cool.
I love morning Bible reading and journaling and that quiet time. It's great,
Yeah.
Just trying to experience the presence of God, and having that.
Yeah, I need to do that more, like meditate and stuff like that. My problem today is that whenever I try to have my quiet time, it results in me falling asleep.
Well, sometimes you need that. My meditation teacher even says, if you fall asleep during your meditation, then that's what you needed. So don't worry about it.
I have sleep apnea, so a lot of times it's hard for me to stay awake. A lot of times it's hard for me to sleep, so. Yeah.
Well, can you tell us about your new movie that you have coming up? Or?
So it's funny, right? Like I booked it, and then they had like a little setback with funding with an investor, so everything got pushed. But I was told not to say anything until they put out a press release themselves.
Okay.
So that's why I haven't even posted about it, because I wanted to post about it the day that I booked it. Yeah. And they were like, "No, we're gonna put out a press release."
Well, that's exciting, and
but cool. It is a huge film, huge project, and I'm super excited about it. So I'm just fingers crossed, just hoping that production gets back up and running, at least in the new year, and it'll take me overseas for a few months to film. So
that's great.
Yeah.
So a couple more questions. Where's that shirt from?
Oh, the shirt I'm wearing? Yeah. There's a little thing right here. It's from I hope we have a shout out to the company, but it's a big man store. It's a.
I like it.
Yeah, I didn't DXL
shirt, but it's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's like a cool little comfortable T-shirt. I rock T-shirts a lot. I get a lot of different T-shirts to wear.
Yeah. And you're off to somewhere, right, this weekend? Are you on an airplane or what? Are you driving?
I'm actually. What's today?
Today's Saturday the 1st, right? Is it December 1st?
Today's Saturday the 1st. Yeah. I am on the 5th. I'm going up to Minnesota.
Oh, okay.
To hang out with a good old friend of ours for a couple of days, and then I come back down, and then on the 11th I head out to New Mexico.
Okay, great. So you're moving. That's awesome.
I'm excited. Nervous, but excited. I signed my lease, so I'm like, yes.
It's always nervous and exciting moving somewhere new, right?
Yeah.
It always opens up new opportunities. So that's exciting,
Exactly.
I've lived in 5 states now. So Arizona, Minnesota, New York, Texas, and California.
All right. New York, Georgia, Minnesota, Florida, and California.
All right.
Yeah, 5.
Awesome.
Multiple times too. Like.
Yeah, I went to Minnesota twice.
Yeah.
So. Well, that's cool. Well, anything else you want to tell us about, what you're doing, about who you are?
What else can I tell?
Yeah.
I know, right? Constantly, staying busy with work. One of the things I'm picking back up in this new year. Last year, I started filming a documentary, and I started filming a documentary about my life story,
Oh,
and just ads keep popping up. Sorry. Filming a documentary about my life story called "Best of Me," the Quinton Aaron story,
oh,
and so it's as much as it is talking about my life. I wanted to take the audience on my weight loss journey to get in the best shape of my life. So we're when I get settled in my place in New Mexico, uh, at some point I'm gonna find a way to get my camera guy out there so that we can film some more stuff of me getting settling in and add that footage to the documentary as well.
great.
It's one of those projects that it's going to go on for a while. We're going to have a ton of film to edit out of, and I don't know yet if I want to do it as just a hour and a half documentary movie, or if I wanted to kind of like do it as a small docu series. Not so much a reality show, but like a docu series where it's like multiple episodes. Because trying to go from whatever my current weight is down to 280, 275, 280. It's gonna be a journey.
It's gonna be great. I'm so excited for you.
Yeah. So I'm looking to you know get as much help as possible. People that can help me along the way with the journey and just document it all and hopefully be an inspiration to someone out there that wants to do that life.
I think you should consider doing hot yoga because it's great.
Somebody else told me that. Somebody else said,
Honestly, I do it 5 days a week, and
oh,
I
already.
like you're so like you stretch your muscles out. It just helps your whole body. If you have inflammation or anything, and you're on your mat, you're in a competition with yourself. You're not competing with anyone. You just do the best you can, and it's really hot in there. You're sweating. You're burning lots of calories. There's just so many benefits to yoga and meditation. So it's mind, body, and spirit workout. It's like all those in one. Sign me up, right?
Yeah.
So
I'm gonna give it a try one day.
give it a try. Maybe I'll have to fly to Florida and I'll take you to a hot yoga class.
Or Mexico.
Yeah, New Mexico.
Yeah, we can do that. We'll have to get somebody to film it.
Yeah.
That'll be an experience.
Well, awesome. You are so awesome, Quinton.
I try.
Yeah, I'm grateful for our friendship and to know you and what you're doing in the world. It's awesome. Thank you for inspiring kids and
Thank you.
lives. Yes. Thanks. You're a very generous person. You're a generosity icon. Yes. And I just thank you for your time today.
Thank you. Definitely. Were there any questions that came in that you wanted me to answer?
Not really. I don't. Do you see any?
Oh, I don't see any on my side.
Yeah.
I saw them when they popped up, but they went away.
Yeah. There isn't really any questions per se.
Oh, that's cool.
Like, is there anything else you want to share? Because we.
Oh, being that I'm just moving to my new house and it is the season for giving, if anyone wanted to send me any gifts, DM me on Facebook, private message me, and I will let you know where you can send them. Okay. Whether it be a housewarming gift or, something.
Hey, yeah. You'll have to give me your address. I'll be happy to send you a gift. Most of the time, you ask, you can get, you don't receive if you don't ask. So
Exactly. That's what I always say. It's like the only stupid question is one that's never asked.
yeah,
You
exactly.
know, yeah. It's like if you don't know, ask, or else you'll never know.
Well, thanks for doing that toy drive too. That looks awesome.
Yeah, definitely. I was trying to sneak and peek in the packages to see what the toys are. Was it or play a big kid and be like, yeah, I'll put this under my tree.
I know. I remember that I wanted one of those guitars from Radio Shack so bad. I went in my mom's car and peeked and I saw it. And
Oh.
I was singing like the ad for it, and then they like found out, and I felt so bad. But I wanted that guitar so bad.
When you found out, did they not give it to you?
Yeah, they did give it to me, but I was just kind of bummed because I found out. But they
Uh,
let us open one gift the night before Christmas, and so that
yeah.
was fun.
I
Yeah.
remember one of my favorite Christmases. My grandma shocked me because I wanted a bike more than anything. I was like around 10, 10, yeah, around 10 years old. I wanted a bike, and this, well, no, sorry, I was 9. I wanted a bike. I was 9 years old, and my grandmother made me think that she wasn't gonna get me the bike I wanted because you know how they do, and they got the bike all along, and they're trying to make you think that you're not gonna get it and
Yeah.
stuff. So I was all heartbroken and devastated. And I wake up Christmas morning, I go up the stairs to where the tree is at, and there's a big shiny red bike, the bike that I wanted with a ribbon on it in the living room. And I was like, ah! So it was like 6:30 in the morning. I'm outside riding around and it's cold, and I'm on a bike.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was so cool.
Good that I've had some good Christmas memories too. That's great. What's funny is I don't think I let you finish the story about your necklace and who gave that to you. Did
Oh, I did. Yeah, it was well, I didn't say her name, but it was a friend of mine that got it for me. And she got it. She sent it to me on my birthday, so that was pretty.
nice gift. Yes.
Yeah, um, it was so cool. It was one of those things where I opened it up and I looked at it, and then I was like, "Oh, oh thank you. I'm not gonna cry."
That's beautiful.
you know,
Yeah.
yeah. My
Well,
mom was my best friend.
yeah.
You know?
Well, that's great. Well, what's it? What do you have any advice for anybody who is struggling out there? Give us a word of advice.
Any type of struggle.
Yeah, just someone who's down and going through a hard time.
Yeah, well, especially this time of year, I'd say no matter who you are, no matter where you are, learn to love yourself. Everything in life will become so much easier once you learn to love who you are because you'll hold yourself to a higher standard. You'll treat yourself better. And when you treat yourself better, people around you will begin to treat you better because of the respect you have for yourself.
Mm.
Um, I feel like a lot of people that are down and depressed haven't fully quite learned how to accept themselves, flaws and all. Um, get comfortable with the idea that you're going to make mistakes. You know, don't try and avoid them because it's going to happen. Nobody's perfect. It's inevitable. You are going to make mistakes. And it's one of those life occurrences that we have to accept is going to happen and try and make the best of it. Because this is one of my favorite lines from. I'm pretty sure it's come from a lot of different places before, but last place I heard it was on Rocky Balboa when he tells his son, "Life isn't about how many times you get hit, or how hard you get hit. Life is about how many times you can get hit, get knocked down, and still get back up." And those are the things that you have to, you know, take to heart because we all get knocked down.
Yes.
I've gotten knocked down more times than I can account. Um, and it's gonna get hard. Some days are gonna be worse than others, and you just can't get discouraged. But it all starts with that love, that self love. Can't learn to love someone else until you learn to love yourself. So love yourself.
That's a great piece of advice.
Yeah.
Honestly, yes. Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, I'll give you kisses.
She wanted to say hello.
Hi.
She's gonna start talking soon. I've been, training her. Any day now, she's gonna start talking.
What's her name?
Coco.
Coco. The ears like, who just called me? Coco. Hi, Coco. Look at the ears like,
Yeah,
you talking to me? Hey, Coco. I'm talking to you, Coco. I'm talking to you, Coco. You're so pretty, Coco.
she loves hearing you're so cute.
You're so pretty. You're so beautiful, Coco. She's like, oh, I know, darling. I know. Trust me. I'll hear it all the time.
She is like that. It's funny. She's a beautiful dog. She's getting a little older. She's 9 years old.
Oh,
Yeah.
beautiful.
Thank you. I'm so grateful for my dog. She's moved with me to all the states.
That's awesome.
Trooper,
Yeah.
The trooper. She knows when I used to go on missions, I'd be like, Mommy's going to help the kids. And the first time I was gone for 3 weeks.
Oh.
When I came home, she didn't sleep with me. She refused.
Oh.
She slept with my roommate, that was watching her other mom, and I cried.
But you went away for so long. I'm gonna let you wait. You on timeout.
She's like, yeah, I cried. But then she started getting over it, and she would be excited to see her mom.
Yeah, she was just mad at first. She had to hold you accountable.
Yeah, I'm just a weirdo. So, well, you're going to Orlando tonight, right?
Yes. Actually getting ready to leave in probably like 30, 40 minutes after we hang up.
Cool. That's awesome.
Yeah. Heading down theater work on a project with some friends real quick. And I'll be filming a short film on Monday where I get to play Santa.
Oh my gosh, really? That's amazing.
Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
Working on my Santa voice.
Awesome. You'll make a good Santa.
Awesome. Thank you.
Oh, well, you know what? It was great talking to you.
You too.
Oh, this was just fun.
Definitely.
I'm actually going on a streaming network called PSTV. It's a positivity network. So this is going to be one of them. They're going to package them up for me, just like with intros and whatever. Out, so that's exciting. I've got 8 episodes.
Nice.
So FYI, can you sign a release per right now?
Yeah, definitely. Email it to me.
Just kidding. Look, right now you just said yeah, so it's
exactly.
It's a verbal.
Oh, there we go.
Yep. I was thinking today, it's great to get streaming, but it's also like Facebook is live, it's like everyone can get on and see it, which is kind of cool,
Yeah.
So we'll see. I love speaking too. So I, want to speak and inspire or do the show or, act. And I want to do what you're able to do is give back and make an impact and use it for that, So I admire what you're doing and just sharing your story with kids and inspiring. And it's really awesome. So there's a lot of new high schools and schools to speak to in New Mexico, right?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I visited a lot of them before. It's funny, the place I'm moving is actually right across the street from a high school.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
Yeah.
We'll just have to walk over and
just walk over there. Hey, what's going on?
What's going on?
They'll probably be seeing a lot of me anyway. My best friend, his son goes over there, so.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, yeah,
Well, you know what? Beautiful. Well, let's connect.
yep.
When you come out or go there, I'm gonna go check out the church tomorrow. What is it? Hillsong? Yeah,
Mm. Where's that at?
in LA and downtown Los Angeles. They're from Australia, right? They have the Christian music, Hillsong.
Okay, okay.
And so I'm going to check out that church. I've been going to this other one. When you go to a new neighborhood, you got to seek out your church.
Yeah, yeah.
Sometimes it takes a little bit, but we found one that we like. But it's always fun to go. It's where like supposedly like Justin Bieber and some of these like Hollywood stars go.
I know where you're talking about. It's at that hotel in Beverly Hills.
Oh, I'm not
Um,
sure. Okay. Yeah, I'm going tomorrow. But we went to Mosaic, which is pretty cool.
okay.
Um,
Friend of mine, I think, goes there.
I don't, yeah, but we found one in Van Nuys that's called Turning Point. That's really cool. We like the people there, so we might go there. It's not about like who it's at, but it's fun to go experience
Yeah,
different life.
that's what I said too. It was like, I wanna go where I feel comfortable at. I don't want to go where, um, you know, these celebrities or that celebrities there. It's like that's not where I go to church.
No,
And while I was out there, I've had people try and bring me to, you know, it's like you should come to this church, and I'm like, wow, okay, how's the service? Oh, Magic Johnson goes there, Denzel Washington. I was like, but how's the service?
yeah,
So yeah,
yeah. It's all. I love like the worship music.
yeah, exactly. It's it puts you in that mood.
Yeah, I love the singing and the worship. So yeah, no, but we're gonna check that one out tomorrow, and
Yeah.
so that'll be fun for you to check out new churches in New Mexico. And I think
Well,
getting
actually, I already go to a church out there because I lived out there before already last
great,
year. Yeah, so I'm gonna start going back to my church that I go to out there.
cool.
It's actually the same church I got baptized at.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
love getting into small groups. I need to get into one here.
yeah.
Have you ever done small groups?
Yeah, I did this one that I'm going back to. I
Yeah,
did the small group, the men's small group there.
I
Uh,
think they're cool.
yeah, they're pretty cool. It's fun.
Yeah, it is. It's just walking life with people, and I have some friends in Texas, and just developing those people that you trust to give you advice on, that are
Uh,
in the same way as you, and just being able to call them when you need help. So
exactly.
it's developing, some quality relationships. Like that's what, is meaningful for me.
Yeah,
I don't talk to a lot of people, but, having quality friends and,
that's what it's all about. And I've also learned over the years that you have to have like a standard when picking your friends. You know, hold them to a standard. Hold them to a certain standard because you call just any and everybody your friend, and then you let them in, and you wound up ending up with a knife in your back because you gave trust to the wrong person, or you let them in and disclosed information about you that should have been personal and meant for only people who love and care for you, but you trusted people that you thought were there for one purpose and found out they were there for something completely different. I mean, that's been some of my experiences out there anyway, and just in life in general. It's like you got to hold your friends to a certain standard. It's all about that self love. When you love yourself, you hold yourself to a certain standard. So do the same with your friends. You know, that way you know that you're you're surrounded with people that's going to build you up and not people that's going to tear you down or watch you fall by the wayside and not do anything to help.
yeah.
You know? Mhm.
And just for the record, my dad is awesome and my mother is amazing as well. So
Awesome.
when I mentioned them earlier, I also want to say they're amazing. I'm just grateful for my family in general. Like everybody's family has their own issues and this, and
Uh-huh.
that, but it's just like just loving and accepting people for who they are and just not dealing with any bullshit. And you know,
Hmm.
family's great. You know.
Yeah, definitely. You need the family, you know.
Yeah, family is very important. Well, I think you're so great, and we're part of the Starkey family together. You know, Starkey has their own family, right?
Yeah, yeah, we are family, you know, through Starkey.
I'm excited for you to go on a mission and experience that.
I know. I'm so excited. My friend Taryn is on one now. She's in she's
Oh,
in Zambia.
oh,
Yeah.
cool. Yeah, I saw pictures of my friend Ianthes with her.
Oh,
Uh,
okay, okay.
that's great. Cool.
Yeah. So I was like, oh, I wish I could have been there. At least she was on a safari today.
No, I saw the safari pictures where they're actually walking with cheetahs.
Yeah.
And I had never
Yeah.
seen a cheetah. And I'm like,
Oh
oh,
my god.
cool. They're like walking them on a leash.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's I want to be where I can like mingle. I want to be like that guy. I don't know his name, but I saw this YouTube video about a year or two ago with the guy. He goes to this safari in Africa, and he walks like the camera guy is on the other side of the fence, but he walks in the fence, and this big lion comes up and basically jumps in his arms, like
Oh,
stands up and gives him a hug, and he's like hugging it. And I was like, oh my god. And he's like, but he's been in their lives like the entire pride. He's been in their lives since
wow.
they were babies.
Yeah.
So and they grew up knowing him and knowing his scent. So every time he comes back around, they greet him as if he was their long lost relative. And I was like, oh my god, that's so cool.
I love that.
Yeah, I would love that to have that kind of relationships with
Yeah,
animals like that and have no fear because they love you.
me too. That would be amazing. Yeah. Animals are,
Exactly.
well, you know what? I think you're awesome. And thank you so much.
Oh,
This is
thank you.
a fun show. And, please let's keep in touch. And I hope you have
Yeah.
a beautiful move and happy holiday. And
You too. You too.
I'll message you, get your address
Uh
and
huh.
get you
Definitely.
something like a housewarming gift.
I love it. Love it. Love it.
All right. Well, have a safe trip and have fun this weekend.
Thank you. You too. You too.
Bye.
Bye. Mwah. See you later. Bye, Coco.
Bye.
Bye,
Oh,
Coco. Coco.
Cookie.
Yeah, chill out. Bye, Coco.
Oh,
Bye, Coco. You're so pretty. Look at you. You're so pretty.
oh, she is. She is.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, I'm going to give my exit thing so you can hang out while I say my exit thing, I guess, right?
Okay, yeah.
All right, since you're here. Okay. I
All
just
right.
want to say, I'm grateful for all the guests on the show and that are watching. And I just, I'm excited about, life in general. And I love what you said about taking care of yourself, because it's super important, self-love and taking care of ourselves. And what I just encourage people to do things like say no to things. Don't think you have to do everything. Like having that quiet time with God is really, really special, and taking
Yeah.
time out for yourself and taking a bath or doing a class that you've wanted to do for a while or a project. Like you got to take care of you to be able to give back to people. And I encourage, and this is for me, like you said, you need to do more Bible time. I like to tell people not to look at their phone an hour before bed and an hour from when they wake up and put whatever they want into their mind, whether it be a podcast or you're reading the Bible, you're journaling, but sometimes, I break the thing, but I like to do that.
Yeah.
So yeah, just focusing on that. And in regards to generosity, I had a fun weekend. So I'm exploring Los Angeles, and I
Okay.
with an organization called Kiss the Monkeys. And Al Harris and Raquel, they run this organization, his girlfriend, and they do events all over town and help feed the homeless, which we did this past weekend. And went down to Skid Row in LA and handed out meals to homeless, after we packaged them.
Hmm.
That was really cool. And I got to talk to some homeless people. Like, I love talking to homeless people and just like engaging with them because they all have like real stories and are doing something, and I got to like help a guy. He had like a cut in his hand and he had Neosporin, but he didn't have Band-Aids. So I got to like give him a couple Band-Aids, just talk to him. He was getting some money from the state, I think, now for something.
Yeah.
He's getting his own place. And so he's like talking to me, and he got shot last year. He's in a wheelchair. And so I prayed with one woman. It was interesting. This lady, like, we started talking about God, and I actually had this like calling to pray with her, and I didn't do it, which like that's stupid of me because I try to be led by the Spirit too. And I just was like, and then she's like, "Do you pray?" And I was like, "Yeah." And she's like, "Do you want to pray with me?" And I was like, "Yeah." And so I did.
That's awesome.
It was cool. And so yeah, just doing things like that because it's hard being an entrepreneur when you don't have an office. Like, I like working on a team with people because like energy and you have deadlines, but being a solo entrepreneur, you have to like get out and do things. And because I like to be alone too. So I'll like isolate at home, and then I'll kind of get depressed, right? If you don't get out.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
You gotta find that balance, huh?
Exactly.
So that's it. It's just like I want to inspire people to get out and get generous. And during the holidays, remembering that our family loves us, and they probably a lot of times, sometimes you don't agree with people or you have resentments, and just forgiving people, and accepting them for who they are. My acting coach, who's kind of like a life coach, he's awesome. Glenn Morshower. He's
Okay.
Yeah, he's on The Resident right now. It's on Fox. He's awesome. He's a working.
Yeah.
He just said,
that show.
Like, God, please forgive me for judging others that sin differently from me.
Yeah.
And stop trying to force people to be perfect in your life and just accepting them for who they are. So that's what I'm working on is, being newly married and getting to know my husband still, right?
No, right? Congratulations.
We got married on a whim because we felt God, that really God brought us together.
Yeah.
And, you're with someone. We live in a studio. We live in Beverly Hills in a guest house. So there's like one room, and so we're learning each other, and I'm learning more like compassionate and loving and not so like self-centered, and it's hard, man. So but it's really good. I think we're better together, but we're doing everything backwards, so it's like
There you go.
it's pretty cool. But I'm excited to be with my husband for the holidays,
Mm-hmm.
So, and just being able to celebrate the Lord and press into him. He has his time every morning, and I'm so glad he's dedicated to that because I am too. And that's so important to be able to like pray together with someone and be able to manifest. And so it's good. Life is good. I can't complain. I'm learning and growing and just trying to be like you, where it's like, Lord, please guide me. How do you want me to serve? Right. And like a lot of times I'll try to like, and I know when I get stressed, it's when I'm trying to control, and I have to always remember to try to surrender. And it's hard, right?
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, God, what do you want me to do? Because I still don't know what's going to happen with me. Like I'll be like, I'm doing acting, I'm doing speaking, I'm doing the show, but I'm like really like, God, how do you want me to serve? Like, and I just pray that God opens the right doors and introduces me to the right people and makes it clear on what he wants me to do. So I'm like trying to slow down as well as progress on the things so he can open or shut doors, that aren't that way, But it's scary when you don't really know what's going to happen, right?
Yeah, exactly.
It's just learning to trust that God always has it taken care of, and that like we don't have control, but he's going to take care of it,
Yeah, that's why it tells us that. That's what it tells us to have faith and know that it's already done.
Yes. And I know that when you worry, then you're not having faith. But sometimes it's hard because we do worry about things. But the thing is I learned that worrying is just a waste of time. Because you're worrying about what it hasn't happened, and God's gonna provide. But that's something I have to work on because
Yeah.
we're all a work in progress. So
yeah, exactly.
Yourself and don't worry. And I'm reminding myself that be generous to yourself. Do not worry, because do the best you can. If you're laying there and you're worried because you're being lazy, then just get your ass up, Or if you're doing everything you can, then don't worry about it, because God or the universe, whatever you want to call it, it's conspiring in your favor. It is not against you. All good things everything is happening for you, not against you. It's just realizing that, God is fine tuning us. He's sharpening us to be more like Christ, right? Is what we pray for, right? Is let me let go of this self and be more like you, and knowing the circumstances that you're going through or to make you into a better person to serve others.
Yeah.
So, it's scary sometimes, and you'll be in my prayers, and I know you'll be perfect for your travel to your new, your new job and life in New Mexico. So, that's exciting. Congrats.
Thank you. You too.
Yes, thank you. Well, love you, my friend.
I love you too. Definitely.
Yes, I hope you're inspired to go be generous, and exactly. Don't honk at someone if they cut you off. Just, what?
I'll try.
It's like that person. Like, what if instead, every time like someone cut you off, you thought like, what, bless you, and you just like give them love. Like,
exactly.
Yes,
that's another big thing I have to work on.
Yeah, just think of it as like they needed you to bless them, so they're cutting in front of you. Just like, let them on in. Let them come in.
There you go.
Be generous driving. So, all right. Peace out.
Come on. See you.
Bye.
All right. Bye-bye.